the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to also take a moment of silence for Dave Pulse and a moment of silence for Sheriff Hilton and his family. At this time. All right. Has everybody had time to look over the minutes? I'll open the first, second, okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Good. PS1, resolution authorizing the Emergency Management Office to accept funding from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Climate Smart Community Grant. Looking for a motion? Motion. Thank you. Kathy.
Perfect. So we applied for a grant, submitted an application for a project to enhance our capabilities, and we're approved $171,000. So we're just asking you guys to accept that funding. It's a 5-year performance period. We are buying some equipment with it, as well as we will be using, there is a 100% match for that as well. We've got, we're going to meet that in-kind match with salaries that we use to implement the plan for the equipment that we bought, as well as we have about $30,000 budgeted funded for grant equipment that we're going to use towards that too. That's really all it is. It takes about 10% of each person in our office time each year to meet the in-kind match over the 5-year period. We keep track of that separately on a spreadsheet, anything that we put towards grant funding.
Any discussion? Me?
When you talk about some equipment, what is the equipment?
Which equipment would you like to know about? The equipment that we're buying?
Yes.
So we have an assortment of equipment. We are also buying stuff for individuals for the community. We have drinking water that we're purchasing for occasions where we lose water. An occasion like we had Scribe a couple of years ago, some people were without water for quite some time. So we're buying some more water to have on staff for that to give to the community. We also have some lookout kits that are for post-flood clean out that we're purchasing. We have some misting fans that we're purchasing for the community as well that we can use for cool down kits or cooling centers. We also have some equipment for warming shelter that we keep separate. This is equipment that we're not giving to the public, we're using to help the public, other than the water, of course. But we also have an initiative where I have some tripod portable lighting towers, portable heaters and air conditioning units. We're trying to fit a boat and trailer for water search and rescue for the fire coordinator's office. So that's just some examples of some of the equipment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. PS2, resolution authorizing the reclassification of one position in the E911 department. Looking for a motion? Motion.
Second.
You. Kevin?
So we've recently begun seeing a uptick in the workload of our current GIS person. That position has been part-time since we created it. Originally, the work was being done out of real property. It got to the point where our workload was too much for them to handle. We were getting behind, getting a lot of complaints. So we had created the part-time position, and now the part-time position has continued to grow. We're seeing a lot of changes, a lot of requests for 911 numbers. We also have a lot of work that is going to take us years to work on, preparing for next generation 911 and to be ready for that project when it comes through, and working with New York State data. So requesting to take this part-time position to a full-time position to allow for us to handle that workload and the projects that we have coming that we know we're going to end up having to do one way or another And the big picture, it'll definitely save us funds as opposed to trying to contract that out. So,
I have some questions.
Just for the ones that don't know, include myself, all these abbreviations,
sorry,
GIS.
Geographical Information Specialist.
Thank you.
Yep.
Kevin, you said it's going to be funded from the current vacant positions
Correct, for this year.
for this year. Are you hoping to fill those positions at some point? Or-
Well, with the vacancies that we've had up to current, that'll cover the cost for this. So yes, we do hope to fill those, and we have filled some of those, but when they were open from the beginning of the year, that's enough to cover the increase in this within this budget.
Okay, so that, and
Correct.
then the other one is, for next year, would you hope to increase the salary so it'd be more, will be comparable to the other areas? Because you said it seems to be considerably lower than what other areas would pay for that position.
I would like to, but that's part of the CSEA contract, so I have no control over that.
Meaning the CSA bargain for that lower salary, or
Well, that's the grade that it currently is at.
is that, but it's, okay, I just would hope that that person would stay there.
About the only other option I would have is if I could, possibly reclassify it to like a senior position or something, and possibly go up in pay grade to a higher grade, but
Oh, okay.
I don't currently have a plan to do that since we're taking it from part-time to full.
But this person's accepting this
Correct.
job at that rate as of.
He is, correct,
And as of now, but I'm just thinking about in the future, you could reclassify it then.
correct.
Okay.
Well, I could request it, I mean, and it
Right.
would still be up to you,
No, I just think it's really vital, important, and we're lucky to have somebody that's
100%.
qualified to step into that position, take it. So-
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
PS3, resolution authorizing creation of one position in the Oswego County Sheriff's Correction Division for corrections officers. Looking for a motion? Don?
What this position is, I'm not sure if they do it every year, but the Corrections Commission comes in and evaluates all our staffing levels. And back in December, they completed the required report to us, and they're telling us that we have to have another person for relief, response, and escort, which is to escort the incarcerated individuals that we have in our facility to either the medical unit, appointments with their attorneys, if they're being transferred from one pod to another. We currently have 2 doing that during the day, and they're telling us we need 3 on that position. So we're requesting it now, we would fill it because we do have vacancies, but it's just something we would have to start scheduling to show that we have somebody in that position, and we have 3 people on the day shift escorting people within the facility.
I have some questions. How's the staffing in the jails?
We're currently down 6, I believe.
Down 6.
And then civil service kind of exhausted the list. I believe we're waiting, I think, for another list.
So it, and so basically you're not able to fill those because,
But we fill some of them on overtime only with what we have to have.
Jack has.
Like what we would do with this position is transfer somebody over to that Monday through Friday, because those are the days where we have a lot of appointments. And we'd have 3 people on that, and then if we were at minimum staffing, we would have to backfill on overtime for the shift we take that person from, and it gets complicated, but we wouldn't be filling it all the time on overtime. But
That's not.
until we're at full staff, there's potential that if we're at minimum staffing, means too many people have off. But because we would fill this only Monday through Friday, there's less chance of that happening because most of our minimum staffing occurs on weekends.
So you're saying regular officers this is a special position just for escorting, and is that?
Any corrections
Any-
officer can be assigned to it.
Okay, that's what I wanted to.
It's just that during the day shift, they're saying we don't have enough in the facility. They would like an additional person so that if a lawyer, attorney is waiting to meet with a client, they're not waiting on us to find the body to make the move. To find a corrections officer to move the individual up to their appointments.
The other question I have, is you're not asking for additional funding for it.
On this one, we're not asking for it now, but again, it would be the same as what we talked about earlier. we would cover it with our vacancies this year.
Right.
And then in our budget, it would show up again next year as a funded position.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So you're putting a position out as a vacancy to show the state that you're doing what they're asking you to do, basically. I mean,
No, we would be filling the position Monday through Friday. So we would take somebody, it goes out to bid for the union contract to the current employees. And somebody from within will take that.
oh, I see, okay.
But we have so many, for example, we might have 15 people working this afternoon. And we have certain positions that have to be filled. If a lot of people are on vacation, then we would have to hire to make sure there's certain positions that have to be filled. Other ones that are extras that normally do this, now they're saying you have to have somebody assign that position.
So this is not a new position, basically. It's not.
It's a corrections officer position, which is a new assignment within the jail for somebody.
All right, thank you.
Any further?
I have a question. You mentioned that there was 6 vacancies we have now,
Currently, yes.
currently, yes. And we got to wait for a new list.
So not positive on that. I know we were pretty much down towards the bottom of the list. I believe they said they were expecting a new list to come out soon and we'll start canvassing those people. And it, unfortunately, in corrections, we get filled, we fill all the positions and then either through retirement, through people leaving us, we always wind down a couple. So I think in the whole time there's only been, you know, 7.5 years I've been here, we've probably only been fully staffed for a few months here and there, but as I said, we just had 2 retirees that made a couple of vacancies before we had a couple people leave.
Is it creating a hardship on the other fellow employees that are working and being understaffed?
We're not as bad as a lot of other facilities.
I worry about our facility.
Well, what I'm saying is there's some that if you hear in the media about places that they're working crazy hours and stuff, we're not. Sometimes on holidays, I know last weekend we had to order some people in, but we do not order in very frequently. And we also do not order anybody in on their days off. So if you're on your day off, it used to be you would get ordered in. We stopped that policy about 4 years ago because we feel we need the 2 days rest.
My last question or comment would be, can you fill those spots provisionally and then have them take the civil service test so you're not short those 6 employees? Or at least maybe go halfway there or something, you know, hire some people to get them in. And
That changes very frequently. And I am headed after here to a conference for tomorrow morning. And they're gonna have somebody from civil service talking about a new change. So I'm not sure what we currently can do. I know the lieutenant in corrections actually works with the lieutenant in investigations, going over the list and working to see who we can get and sure that we can fill provisionally. I know we have done it.
yeah, and if we had, I'd like to see that so you're not, you know, understaffed or, you know, people's, you know, they're in jeopardy or, you know, being short-staffed. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, Bill, the update to the policy, really eligible.
Yes, we have several updated policies that the committee is to look at. The procedure for these is they go through the jurisdictional committees and they get approved by general government. General government today approved them pending your approval. So I'll let Kathy go over the radiological elements.
So as you can see, this, last time this policy was updated was back in 2006. So Bill's office gave us the opportunity to take a look at the language in there. A lot of the language is the same, it's really just an improvement of what our office is called and what the responsibilities are. The red plan as isn't changed much, but this just kind of talks about, you know, making personnel available within the county to participate in our drills, exercise, and our training program. So it's something that we have committed to and have always done, and appreciate the continued support. We really wouldn't be able to implement the plan without the partners we have that are stakeholders in it. Anybody has a question? More than willing to answer.
All right. Any questions on that? Okay. EMS department.
Needs a motion to approve.
So, sorry, I'll move it. Motion
Second.
for a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry. That had a so. All right, now EMS, or,
Hey, good morning, everybody. Our certified first responder class, which is the level you see most commonly in volunteer fire departments, agencies, kind of introductory level to EMS. We've had this course running for the last about 2 months. It's finishing this Saturday with their state hands-on practical skills exam. A little bit of an update, we did have one student drop due to family reasons, so we're going to be down to 6, but all 6 their grades have been very well. Even the one who dropped, unfortunately, their grades were very well. But we're going to have 6 testing out this Saturday. After that, we'll go on and take their state written exam, so hopefully that goes well. We are currently planning a fall EMT class. So stay tuned for more information on that, hopefully next month. It's still in the works. Working through our renewal paperwork for the state to keep our core sponsorship. That's what allows us to teach these state EMS classes. That'll be submitted this month. Continuing to offer supplementary.
Appropriate prosecution on parole violations as well as the cases that are pending in our county this far. There's any parolee who may have violated the laws that didn't work in the county unless we do.
and lastly,
a big, a thank you to the Oswego City Fire Department for inviting me to the 150th anniversary Fireman's Gala. I thought it was a fantastic show, a great gala. And as a member of public safety, I want to thank you for inviting me, and I had a fantastic time. I sat at the same table with a couple of our legislators, and I believe we solved all the problems of the county of Oswego that night. And thank you to all fire personnel who are the first responders in very difficult situations and how they assist the prosecution of matters as well. So I want to get that as a thank you.
Any questions? Sheriffs?
First, just because we didn't mention Sheriff Hilton, he had every intention of being here, but unfortunately last week, he got a phone call from his daughter that his son-in-law was having leg pain, went to the hospital and has a very serious bacterial infection in his left leg. He's had numerous surgeries the last several days. He was transferred from the hospital he was at to a hospital about an hour and a half away in Richmond. They removed a lot of his femur and all the muscle around it. He's still in pretty bad shape, and they are planning another surgery on Wednesday. They did mention that they were putting a titanium rod in, so I'm hoping that means that they think they got the bacterial infection cleared and they're doing reconstructive. But I didn't ask too many questions. He's down there with his 3 young grandkids while his wife was up in Richmond with his daughter and son-in-law. His weekend with 3 grandkids was busy enough that the one kid on a scooter decided to go out, ride the scooter, and break his arm on Saturday. And he was still going to try to have his other daughter stay with the kids when he came back for the meeting. But they have an orthopedic appointment today to see if they have to reset anything in the arm. So he's not having a good week. Do have a couple things. Is our contract with the state courts. We've been contracting for years with state courts to have court security and building security in the court buildings. That is coming to an end on the 15th of this month. So our court attendance, those are the most, we have about 10 people that were working in there. They're a part-time position, mostly retirees. Those positions will be eliminated. We do have part-time deputies that are doing building security. They will remain doing building security, as you see here in this building, in the health building, and our building. So that's a change coming up for us. So all the coming into our building, there'll be a different way in, probably for the sheriff's office and the correctional facility, and the courts will be the exit that's now the entrance. Building a wall in the lobby so that the court security people can come in and do the screening there. And then the last thing I've got to mention is that, speaking of unfilled corrections positions earlier, we do have a corrections academy that is graduating on Thursday at 1 o'clock at the Fulton Alliance Church. When we hire corrections, they come in and work for us for a while before we put them into academy, and then they go to academy. So the people that have been working for us for a while, they're now completing the required corrections course. And we do a short ceremony, probably about a half hour, 45 minutes of us. You're all welcome to that if you're around and available.
What time's that?
1 o'clock.
That's the church in Fulton.
Yeah, the one on 48 where we've been doing all our graduations.
Across from the McDonald's.
No, it's down on 48, just as you're coming out of Fulton,
Okay, yep.
left-hand side.
Yep.
Any questions? All right, probation department, Dave.
Good morning, thanks. They submitted a report, but just a few things from that. Our numbers are staying pretty stable with the exception of our pre-trial release numbers are up over 100. So that's a big number. So that's been a little tougher to manage. Our intake diversion cases have also been increased for our juvenile delinquents for whatever reason. We have an alternatives to incarceration advisory board meeting next week. That's always good. It includes jail personnel in the days off, there's sheriff's departments, treatment facilities. So we can talk about the jail numbers and all that, about the planning there, which is good. We recently had a resignation of probation officer resign because he relocated, so that puts us at 2 probation officer vacancies. We're doing, as we did with the previous vacancy, we're trying to kind of finagle things and adjust caseloads to not fill those positions until we have a new list, because the test is coming. Going to be given in this month, later in the month, so hopefully we'll be able to make do until we have a new list. We have 3 officers that are going to be graduating the basic course for peace officer training on Friday. As far as stop DUI, we've got a victim impact panel in a couple weeks, so if anybody ever has an interest in coming to that panel to see what that is, just let me know. Everybody's welcome to come on a Wednesday night, usually from 6 to 7:30. We will be attending, staff will be attending an event next Saturday in Fulton. The Child Advocacy Center has a bike rodeo, so we're taking the carts, our pedal carts will be there. We recently got the new 27 plan for stop DUI, so we're gonna start working on that as far as for our funding. And as Tony and Kevin mentioned, we helped a lot with the mock DUIs at the schools. That went really well. Kudos to Stacy Whitehall, who's our stop educator, but she narrates a lot of those and does a great job with it. And also Bob Whitehall, which a lot of you know, he comes out and helps us with those too. So he gets the cars ready and breaks the glass out of them, and works the crash and all that everything. So it's great that he's willing to help us because he's very good. Kudos to him. Questions?
Where are those victims
In our building.
in the building?
Yep, downstairs from the school.
Any other questions? Board pages, Shane.
Morning. Report presented to you earlier, just the highlights for the activity of April. We had 26 activations, 10 structure fires, 4 hazmat, 4 fire investigations, 1 dive, 6 no response required, and 1 other. List of classes there, and then the response training center at the school that they had, we had 74 classes taught to date, with 859 students and 454 instruction hours. Mike Monnet, longtime deputy fire coordinator for Battalion 4, retired at the end of April. And in his place, I moved Pete Slinsky into his position. He's the new OS400, Mr. Williamstown, and the backup to him is John Macklin. He's from Lacona, and he's appointed as OS800.
Any questions? Good. Search and rescue, Aaron.
Good morning.
Morning.
We've had 11 calls as of the 19th of May. How that breakdown is 7 were active for notifications, 4 were activations. The age demographic for the subjects varied from the youngest being 12 and the oldest being 93. We've had 1 Project Lifesaver event during the month. Quick on the team highlights. The majority of the of search and rescue have recertified the electronic search specialist for Project Lifesaver. The SAR Academy, that's now in session, will complete with the final exercise in June 14th. Right now, we're anticipating doing that at Southwick. At Southwick, Selkirk. And we'd like to say, I guess I can go ahead and read these, but you'll see it in the report. We'd like to thank all these agencies that have supported us with our training and use of their facilities. And I'll just read them all real quick. Oswego County Fire Coordinator's Office, Oswego 911, New York State Forest Rangers, Onondaga County Parks, Selkirk Shore State Park, West Monroe Fire Department, Parish Fire Department, Clay Fire Department, South Bay Fire Department, Brewerton Fire Department. I'd like to thank all those agencies for opening up their facilities for us and assisting us in getting this vital training done this month coming up. Thank you much. Any questions for me?
I have a question, just a comment. Search and rescue has training tonight at our building. They're one of our radiological field teams, so we can't say how much they impact the community and how many good things they do. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Let's further proper adjournment.
Oh, can
I'm sorry.
I forgot about it. I wanted to ask you about you hear more and more about Amazon and drones. And is that gonna affect us? Do we have to is there a certain height that they can go to? They're going further and further out. I'm just wondering how that's gonna affect things.
So the Onondaga Amazon facility over in Clay is doing some testing of those. They should be flying higher than we fly. But it's still something within the airspace that we need to make sure that we're monitoring. So they will come down through it just like a helicopter could as well. So it's something, yes, we got to definitely keep our eye on and pay attention to what's happening with them.
I was wondering how far out they were going to go. I know at one point they said 7 miles. So I don't know how much it'll affect us, but.
Eventually, I'm sure it'll come quicker.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Got to have our stuff now.
Any further questions? Right, looking for the proper adjournment.
Second.
Thank you, everybody. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 14, that's. Cleo.